morning, everyone. Today, my guest is Professor John Sedivy from Brown University. He has just finished his lecture on 10th Aging Research Drug Discovery meeting, and he focuses on human repeatome and chronic inflammation. It's really nice to see you there. Could you please say hi to our audience?
Yes, hello everybody.
And in our argument this moment, maybe inflammation is a bad thing, but several people propose that maybe it is not that case, since the inflammation may be evolutionarily selected due to some beneficial effects in the early life or the adulthood, but in our late life, when we are old, it will do that to our health. Is that true? What do you think of that?
Yeah, I think what you need to think about is that absolutely inflammation is necessary to combat infection. And so if there was no inflammation, then we would very quickly die of viral and bacterial infections. But the nice thing about inflammation is that it's very well regulated, and once the infection goes away, then the inflammation goes down again. Okay, it's a very dynamic system, and so once the infection is cleared, then everything goes back to normal. And that's true in young age as well as old age. So, especially in old age, inflammation is still very important to combat infection. But the problem is that there's now a second type of inflammation, which is a low-level chronic inflammation, and that is very harmful to organs. To multiple organs throughout the body, and it's completely independent of infection, and it's just there all the time, and it does not become downregulated. So that's really the problem with inflammation and aging, and that's why it's called inflammaging, because it's a very low level compared to when you're infected with a virus, but it's there all the time, and that's what harms the tissues throughout your body.
So can I understand it like in this way, whether inflammation is good or bad to us does not count out it in our adulthood or in our late life, but can count out the type of inflammation?
The type of inflammation, and also inflammation has to be properly regulated. It's a very dynamic system. So it has to go up, and then it has to go back down again. And it's that balance, that ability to regulate inflammation that is compromised with aging.
Chronic inflammation as the biomarker of aging, is it closely connected to other biomarkers of aging?
Well, there's a lot of crosstalk between the different biomarkers of age, because biomarkers are basically markers. They report on processes in the body. Okay, and all the biochemical processes in the body ultimately are connected. Okay, so I think that it is definitely true that these processes and these biomarkers are connected, but the way that they are connected is, first of all, not always clear. Second of all, is different maybe for different tissues and different cells.
It's a complicated situation.
It's a complicated situation, but I would say that this chronic low-level inflammation that we now is called inflammaging is one of the most important biomarkers of aging, if not the most important. Okay, as we've heard, multiple speakers. We heard one talk after another that this process of inflammation, this uncontrolled chronic state of inflammation, drives pathology in many organs and many diseases. Okay, it's not necessarily always the initiating factor, but in many cases it's an exacerbating factor. So that means it just makes things much worse. Makes the disease much worse.
Found out that P121 is a key regulator of senescence. Then after that, we have discovered a method to detecting the dysfunctional telomeres. Would you please tell us the advancement or research, the methods of research or its application?
Well, so both of those methods are now widely used to detect senescent cells throughout the body. Okay, so both of them, I would say that they are the leading biomarkers of cellular senescence. Okay, so in modern research, you can detect them. You can detect these biomarkers by a variety of methods, and new methods are still being devised. But at the tissue level and the single cell level, P21 and telomere dysfunction are, probably the leading biomarkers of senescent cells. Yeah.
Are you looking forward to more fabulous researches in the future? And it is really useful.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.